It seems that La Palma can't go 2 full days without a 5.0 earthquake, as just a few hours ago another one has registered, a 5.2, downgraded once again, as they all are, to a 5.0. Residents on the island becoming a little uneasy about their future, understandably so. We'll talk about La Palma's latest stats, and check this out, we may have another meteor explosion over Pennsylvania, just south of where I live actually. I just heard about this morning, Sinking Springs, Pennsylvania. We had a lot of reports come in about this one. Was it the ground or was it the sky? We've got multiple sources on this one here. And finally, we may be dealing with our first significant snowfall here in the Northeast via the good old nor'easter. But will the forecasted 2 feet of snow show up in western New York? Or will the original forecast of central Pennsylvania get the brunt of this one? I'm going to break it all down for you, as well as we get to watch this earthquake in real time. That should be pretty cool. Thank you all for being here. We're going to break this all down right here, right now. Let's go. Welcome back, my friends. If you are a fan of numbers, today is 11/13/21, and we're going to start right here at La Palma. And yes, it is true, another 5.0 earthquake, 24 miles deep, so give or take about 36 kilometers, right at that common depth that we've been seeing these 5.0s to 5.4s now. Remember, just a few days ago was the largest earthquake at La Palma. This one also being downgraded. As we scroll down right here, you can see this was labeled as a significant 5.1. My sensors told me 5.2. So once again, we are getting a possible mid-grade 5 being downgraded to a 5.0. This has been the story for La Palma since the beginning of the eruption. For those of you that have been following La Palma, this is a very significant situation. As in the last 7 days alone, more specifically 2 days ago, was that major 5.4 earthquake, which makes 2 in the last 7 days. If we go ahead and check the last 2 weeks, though, this is where things get very interesting. We've had 5.0 plus earthquakes, as each one of these was at least a 5.1 when it initially took place. You can see these earthquakes kind of circling the mouth of where the volcano is. If you guys remember, just about a month and a half ago, the professionals were saying we would not see an earthquake higher than a 4.0 after the initial eruption. Well, it's safe to say that is clearly not the case anymore, as we are still getting stronger quakes. In my opinion, we're just getting prepared for another long-term eruption. And I always like to go back to people on the island. This article stood out to me, and it's just talking about the situations at La Palma and the surrounding islands, and more importantly, the people that live there. I'll leave a link for this article and the most updated information as far as numbers and stats at La Palma and any other updates that are needed. Now, was this an earthquake or was this a meteor explosion over the skies of Pennsylvania? Mixed reports coming in, some saying this came from above, some saying it shook the ground below. Regardless of which one it was, there are still reports coming in. We are at 150 as of 10:12 a.m. this morning, and this was just east of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, for those of you that know the area. Now, I know sometimes reading these can be boring, but it's very important that we understand what people felt in this area. Now, I have family and stuff down in that area who I will be talking to, but take a look at these reports and the fact that we're getting these loud boom reports. Specifically, this one right here. I was in the basement and heard a loud boom, one big adjustment, then brief shaking for a few seconds. That to me sounds like an explosion in the sky, and then following would be a sonic boom. We've seen it with meteors, specifically that big meteor that exploded over Russia in 2013, taking out building windows and even injuring some people. Let's scroll down and see some more of these real quick. Check this one out from Wernersville. It sounded like a loud boom, and my house felt like it vibrated for a second. It felt like an explosion. That says meteor all over it. And that is the common theme. All you see is heard explosion. Down here in Sinking, PA, an explosion. Another one at a Sinking, PA. Thought my gas stove backed up and was blocked and exploded. My friends, there is no denying the fact that these meteors, and not only that, but exploding meteors that are causing concussive waves, specifically over the Northeast. It seems like a daily basis now that we get some sort of major sighting that we would usually get once every couple months. There's nothing better than getting reports from people who live in that area, and all the evidence, at least from what I've come across so far, leads me to believe this was 100% a meteor exploding over the skies of PA. Keep in mind, yesterday was the peak day for the meteor shower. Whether that had something to do with it or not, your guess is as good as mine. And last but not least, my friends, it comes with great disappointment that I must bring to you possibly our first snow-filled nor'easter that will bring significant measurable snow, and by that I mean multiple feet. Now the only confusion here is exactly what part's going to get hit, and we are a little bit of a ways out there that this could change, but the common theme here is the amount of snow. Now I'm not guaranteeing this amount, but the fact that we're seeing this right now is something that needs to be reported on. You're looking at the chart from the GFS. Take a look at some of these numbers. In western New York, very close to the Niagara Falls border, you are seeing upwards of 2 feet of snow. That is 24 inches. And you are seeing the central area lake effect snow deal absolutely from a nor'easter low pressure system that is said to be coming our way beginning next week. Now we all know it's not really about whether the nor'easter is going to form. Chances are it's going to form. Now this model runs a little scary. We're looking at upwards of 30 inches of snow if this were to take place all over central PA down into even parts of West Virginia or North Virginia. Now, just to show you guys I'm not making this up, AccuWeather here is definitely looking forward to this storm as the second of 2 main fronts. We will more than likely have winter storm names for these as we approach the last 2 weeks of hurricane season. We'll be on to a new list of names for the winter storms, and it's safe to say this one might get a little interesting. That is our classic nor'easter shape. We get the low pressure system over the immediate northeast with that 9 tail swinging all the way down to the southeast, pulling up Caribbean moisture. Sometimes it gets pulled across Florida, and Florida is involved in these nor'easters, and sometimes the flow doesn't even activate or register until it's pulled across Florida near the Bahamas. Regardless, that moisture that comes up and then spins counterclockwise, almost like a hurricane, is why these storms tend to produce a ton of snow. Not to mention the lakes. The Great Lakes, the big bodies of water, are their own snow-producing machines this time of year. So a lot of different factors at play, a lot of different situations that can change the central area of where the bulk of the snow will go, but regardless, it's looking like the classic nor'easter, and somewhere's gonna get hit. So better safe than sorry. I hope you are all having a good beginning to your weekend. Any comments or concerns, please leave down below, and I'll bring you any updates needed on the nor'easter situation in La Palma, as well as the meteor sightings continuously going off over the northeast. If you have not seen one of these yet in the northeast, chances are you will see one. All you have to do is look up on a clear night, and it seems like we're getting massive reports on a daily basis. All right, my friends, enough rambling from me. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you all very soon. Shout out to Canada. Be safe and stay warm. Take care. Bye-bye. Stop right there, my friends. If you have not already, click that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Click all